Hello, welcome to GTS Frog Reviews. This is my full review of the Chuwi Corebook from Chuwi. Actually, one of my YouTube comments was that they wanted to see a full review, so I'm going to go ahead and do a full review. On the 19th or 20th, or maybe a little later, I'm going to compare this directly against the K-Note 8, so you can see a direct comparison about one that I've really enjoyed using, the K-Note 8. I've been using it for about 2 months now. Really think it's an excellent device and one of the best two-in-ones I've used. Generally speaking, there's also the TechLast X5 Pro, which I haven't been able to get my hands on yet. But generally, those are the main ones. I have used the Chuwi Corebook and the High 12, so I have some knowledge of the Chuwi products, how they work, this and that. At the beginning, I'm going to start talking about the device and everything. So if you have seen the previous video, it's going to be really similar. You might want to skip over this part. And also, I don't really talk so much about the specifications, the hardware, the technical details. Like, I don't run Antutu stores and look at the cameras and look at what's under the hood. My reviews are mainly just really basically looking at the device, how it functions as an everyday device, what's good about it, what's bad about it, what I like, what I don't like, and in conclusion, if I think it's worth buying it. Well, one of the most important questions we get asked all the time is, what's the price of these devices? Now, to be honest, I got this one through the Indiegogo campaign, so I pay a little less. I'm not sure yet what the prices are going to be. I'm thinking around 9,300 pesos with us, which approximates to around 400. I think at most in around a $550 device, maybe less. And I'm also not sure if it's going to include the keyboard or the keyboard's going to come separate. So just keep a watch and I'll let you know what the prices are when they come out. Now on to the review itself. I'm going to start by reviewing the device itself. So here we go. So this is the device itself from Chuwi Corebook. As you can see, it's a standard device, the same as all the other two-in-ones. And now here already is my first negative from my personal standpoint. Now each person is different. Some people may like this, some people may not. I personally do not. The hinge is not directly on the tablet. So they went the same route as the Chuwi High 12, which was really annoying because it basically forces you to buy the keyboard. If it's an extra, it's a marketing ploy and it's not necessarily a good one, because one of the reasons I like the K-Note 8 and the TechLast and all that is because they actually has the same idea as the Surface Pro, where you do not need a keyboard or anything or a stand to use this, and it's very, very useful. So that would be my first negative. Now the build quality is very good. They didn't need to make an extra plastic. It's the same color, so it definitely looks okay. Weight-wise, it's not the lightest I've ever held, it's not the heaviest I've ever held. It is holdable. The bezels are kind of thin, so you are going to be touching the screen. So usually on these things I like bigger bezels. This one has smaller bezels. So for me personally it's not a positive thing, but maybe for you it is. And now onto the port selection. Again, they've done something very strange. The older K-Note 8 went away with all the USB as well, only has a USB-C. But the K-Note 8 actually includes a USB-C adapter, which is very useful, and also it charges from a DC. So you can use the USB-C adapter while charging as well. Here, as you can see, is only one USB-C port. So you cannot use it, any USB-Cs, and charge it at the same time because it charges from the USB-C port, which is here. Also, you have a headphone jack, you have your HDMI in, your SD card reader. And something also very strange which they decided to do is they decided to put the power button and the volume button on the side, which I do not like, and actually I prefer the other way when it's on the top. So now on to the keyboard, which I believe is going to be sold as an external extra, I'm not sure. It's a very nice idea. It is a cover as well, very functional as a cover, and here's your hinge. Now I think it's different, and I'm not sure if I agree with it, because again, I would prefer them to design some kind of cover with a hinge, and then maybe you can put the hinge here or have a plastic thing to put the hinge, because it forces you to buy the cover and the keyboard. The keyboard itself, as you can see, is very nice, and actually the keyboard here, I think it's suede, which again is always a bit of a problem because it gets dirty very easily and everything, but generally speaking the keys are as nice as the K-Note 8, maybe nicer, and the mouse probably definitely works better than the K-Note 8, in my opinion. So now here on to how it actually sits in. So you can see you can actually put it a long way back. So let's see how far back it can go. So actually using this, you can almost lay it flat. And actually, as you can see, you can lay it very much so flat. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. Now, I wanted now to speak a little bit about the power of this device. Again, I would like to know why Chuwi does this, and Chuwi actually does this with a lot of their devices. They have a tendency to underpower them. So first we had the Coreebook, which had a really good system. It had the KB Lake, the latest KB Lake, and it definitely ran really well. But again, it only came with 6 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of memory. And this one right here actually has the same 128. It has updated it to 8, so it's definitely a little bit better in that device section. But still, it seems underpowered and not the greatest device for powering things. The speakers are very good. I'm going to show you them in a minute, and I'm going to show you the screen, which is good. The screen is no worse or no better than, for example, the Keynote 8, but it's a very nice screen. It does have the fingerprint reader right here, which is a useful addition. So let me go show you now how the Netflix works. So you can judge for yourself. It has really good speakers. Finally, Chuwi seems to have fixed the speaker issue because this has really good speakers. And as far as the keyboard itself, it works really well, it functions well. I like the keys move, and the mouse is probably better than the Keynote 8 mouse. So I'm going to turn this around so I can type my password. So we're going to turn on a little clip for you guys so you can see and hear it. I'm going to do my best to. So let me see. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's just watch the trailer right here. So as you can see, it has actually pretty decent speakers. The screen is no worse, no better. And for me, now on to my conclusion. As I said, this is a Core M. I personally think it's just a slightly updated version of the Coreebook with better speakers. So I mean, I would wait until they go on to the next one, because I think for a price and everything, it's really expensive for what you get. And I still prefer the Keynote 8 over this one. Generally speaking, but as I said, keep the comments coming. If you want to know anything directly, I'm happy to answer them. I'm happy to try different things, but this is my review of the Chuwi Corebook.